perfect beginning. Is she really is she in the picture?
Yeah, she was for a second.
That's funny. So, Hi, it's Kara. I'm back with this week's Spirituality with Bling. As you can see, I couldn't use the video I originally planned for this week because Grace, my English Mastiff, came in the room, and even when she sat in the hall outside, she was thumping her tail, which was so loud that we could hear it on the taping. So we couldn't use that video, which gave me the perfect opportunity to talk about the importance of looking for the good in every situation. And plus, it's April, and I can't think of April without thinking of T.S. Eliot's The Wasteland, because I taught English literature for 15 years, and it's my favorite poem. And it also conveys a message about looking for the good in any circumstance. These are the opening lines of the poem. April is the cruelest month, breeding lilacs out of the dead land, mixing memory and desire, stirring dull roots with spring rain. Usually, in terms of symbolism and archetypes, and even in our general attitudes, April is a time of rebirth, of starting anew. Isn't it interesting that Eliot calls April the cruelest month? Why is it cruel? Is it because the lilacs are blooming? No. It's cruel because in order for the lilacs to bloom, it must breathe life back into dead land. It's cruel because April is stirring dull roots. It's cruel because, at the start of the poem, the narrator is focusing on the past, focusing on memories instead of desires. If I were to ask you which you would pay attention to, lilacs blooming or the dirt underneath of them, that would be an easy and obvious answer. No one would pay attention to the dirt. Everyone would choose to focus on the lilacs blooming. And yet, if I were to ask you which you would focus on, your memories or your desires, that is not so easy to answer. Because most people fall prey to what I call the terrorists in your head that replay your memories, especially the most unpleasant ones, over and over and over, which usually prevents you from focusing on your desires and prevents you from moving forward. For example, a person who has been laid off can choose to focus on the job loss and replay the entire elaborate scenario leading up to that pink slip over and over. They can focus on the terrible economy, the lack of jobs, their age, their boss, their upbringing, their spouse, the government, and on and on and on. The terrorist in their head will make them miserable. And then they'll watch CNN or Fox News or all the network stations and read the paper and watch the internet and contribute even more to the doom and gloom attitude of what's going on in the economy and continue to victimize themselves with the terrorist in their head. Another person in the same situation could look at the layoff as unfortunate, but then quickly turn things around and figure out what to do next. They could keep their energy high, network with a positive attitude, start doing something they've always wanted to do that turns into a business, or volunteer someplace that winds up leading into a job. The first person is focusing on the memories. The second is focusing on the desires. The first is focusing on the dirt under the lilacs, and the second is focusing on the lilacs. April is only cruel if you are hanging on to dead land, memories, and stories that do not serve you. The Wasteland is ultimately a grail quest, like the King Arthur legends. At the end of the trials and suffering, having crossed the wasteland, the knight becomes the Fisher King, because he asked the right questions. He learned to focus on desires and not memories, on the lilac and not the dead land. We all have the opportunity and the challenge every day to choose where we focus our attention. No matter what our circumstances, everyone has memories that could become terrorists in your head if you let them. And everyone has desires you could focus on to move forward. Last week, I had the opportunity to hear Raina DuBose speak. Raina was a high school basketball star who got a full ride to Virginia Tech on a basketball scholarship. During her freshman year, she contracted meningitis and nearly died. In order to save her life, doctors had to amputate all 4 limbs. She certainly has memories that could terrorize her mind if she let them. But she chose to move forward. In fact, she said she would not want to change anything about her life right now. She would not want to go back to the person she was or the life she had when she had both arms and legs, because what she learned from that experience has made her the person she is today. She is strong, confident, surrounded by people who love her for who she really is, and she is living her life purpose. You can watch this video about her. And if that's not enough to inspire you, I also just saw Stacey Kramer's TED Talk on the best gift. That's a must-see. You can watch that with this link. We all have challenges and even tragedies in our lives, some more severe than others. Hopefully, you will never have to face losing all 4 limbs or dealing with a brain tumor, which should put any of your challenges into perspective. If these women could overcome the terrorists in their head and not replay the victim, woe is me tape, then so can you. Don't focus on what you don't want, focus on what you do want. Don't focus on what you can't do and what you don't have. Focus on what you can do and what you can achieve. If you like this video, like it on YouTube and like the Facebook page, share it, and make sure you're subscribed for more goodies that I can't fit in a video. Come to the website and subscribe for your chance to win weekly giveaways. This week, the winner gets a gift package of handmade goat milk soap from the Old Colony Company. Next week, it'll be another book choice. So come to the website and make sure you're subscribed. Have a great week. Thanks for watching.